Good morning. It is November 21st, 8:21 a.m. And yeah, today is day 3 of my 30 holistic hard. And yeah, I wouldn't say I have as big of an update from yesterday in terms of how well I've been doing for my checklist. I would say it's kind of the same. Like I also knocked out, so I wasn't able to accomplish as much as I wanted to, but I will say that I have been kind of like off social media. So I have felt a bit more productive. I think if I could give like feedback to myself for today and moving forward to, really get this going, I think it would be to time block my day because I will get a good amount of things done now that I'm not scrolling on social media. But then now it's like, okay, I kind of need to prioritize what I need to be doing because I kind of get into a rabbit hole of like, okay, let me just finish this one task, or I'll try to do all like the easy tasks. And it's like, okay, I was pushing off like the harder tasks to the end, then it's like the end, and then I didn't completely finish it. So that's just another thought that I had. So I used to actually Google Calendar my entire day, but that was when everything for my tasks was online. So I would just mark everything there. So now it's a mixture of like, still on paper and then also on Google Calendar. Um, so yeah, still trying to figure that out, but maybe I'm gonna time block it and be like, okay, personal stuff, Kiliko stuff, etc. And then I could still use my physical paper to just cross off things because I think there's still something really gratifying and something in your head that really just like, tells you like, good job, you did something for once. But anyways, yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to try today. But I think with everything, I do have to give myself a pat on the back for at least trying. Like a like if I'm not feeling it, I'll still at least do, you know, like for example, like the 30-minute Pilates, if anything. If I really don't feel like doing it that day, I think the best thing to do is at least do a little of it, So I compromised with myself and I was like, okay, let me do a 15-minute workout. And so after that, I always feel like much better about myself and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I'm trying to really, get into the habit of it. And sometimes jumping into like, say, 30 minutes can be a lot, at least for me, since I haven't been in the groove of things. Um, but yeah, so I think with all these trackers, I also kind of want to talk about like life and other stuff. I mean, right now it's actually raining, drizzling. It has been raining since like last week. Last Saturday was like one of, I guess, like the worst like storms, rainstorm, thunderstorm. Right now it's a bit drizzling, and I think it's going to stop like later on. But yeah, there's just something nostalgic and, I don't know, cozy about I don't know, the rainy season, and just it just reminds you of like my childhood and just like, I don't know, like watching a movie and then staying warm in the blankets and just kind of like chilling. I don't think that, I don't know, that same effect of like nostalgia or like, that is here anymore. And I think this nostalgia of like even the holiday season or Christmas, like it's just so different. Like I'll literally see, on social media, it's like, oh, holidays in the 2000s, and it's like all the warm colored lights, like the Christmas like season, like everybody Black Friday shopping, and that's really not the case anymore. So many things are like online, digital. Even for October, like trunk or treats are a thing. Like for last October, actually, I feel like the world is healing to an extent because a lot more people were actually outside and trick or treating. So I think there was definitely like a world shift where, everybody was inside for, 2020, 2021, or whatever. And there was no trick or treating. And then eventually it moved into trunk or treats. At least you can kind of social distance and do that. And then, throwing in the fact that like you can't go to a stranger's house or whatever. So trick or treating kind of like also died. But yeah, I think last year I definitely saw a lot of people. And yeah, that kind of like made my heart happy. And I was like, oh, we literally went to actually grab more candy just in case because we saw a large group of people of like just filling the streets. Um, but sad, not as much people came afterwards. They might have been scared from what I did because I had my speaker outside playing scary sounds, and then my mannequin, I put like a little clown costume over it. So I think like little kids don't want to see it. But also, to be fair, like not as much people put stuff on the street too. So it could have been a mixture of things, and like we're not technically on a main street either. But yeah, anyways, so I'm glad that that holiday season was at least healing to an extent. And it kind of made me just feel like a kid again, just like getting into a costume and, wanting to give other trick-or-treaters a good experience of like coming to a house, because obviously growing up, my family would always trick or treat. We would always go to our aunt's house like afterwards, and I don't know at what point that like we kind of stopped. Obviously, like, we were in like high school, then left for college, and things changed. But even for like this holiday season in general, it's just like everything's so different, I guess. Like I used to remember decorating for Christmas and being so excited to see like our tree lit up, and like even getting the Christmas decorations, and like we always had these two specific reindeers that like sang, and I always liked playing with them. And then even our light, we would usually get a real Christmas tree. So then, at the end of the day, like if it would shed, like we would have to clean it up and stuff like that. Um and then what else? I always liked the color of the Christmas tree. Apparently, I have to remember the name, but there's a difference between the LED ones and then the ones that are a bit like I wouldn't be able to say what it's called, but like the ones that are a bit more orange saturation. I think when it's warmer, it really gives that nostalgia vibe, because I think now like the LEDs just make it seem like it has more hues of blue, which is it just looks a bit harsh, and it's not as like kind of like comforting and stuff like that. So that was another thing that I realized. I was like, wow, I kind of miss the regular tree light, like not regular, as in the original tree light and stuff like that. But yeah, even now it's like maybe it doesn't feel as nostalgic because we're not doing, or at least I'm not as doing as much like Christmassy stuff. Like, because growing up, because we were part of like church and everything, we would always have like the play, or like we would sing Christmas songs, Christmas caroling. So like on the 24th, Christmas Eve mass, like dressing up as like say like the angels, or reenacting the nativity set and things like that. So it's like small things that I'm realizing, oh, that's maybe why it doesn't feel as festive for me, because adult life, like, and also like I don't have any kids. It's not like I'm gonna bring them to like these nativity whatever things. Anyways, but yeah, I think that might be why I don't feel as, not that I don't feel as jolly, but it's like, oh, I don't feel as much of the holiday spirit, because I think the most spirit I get is probably Friendsmas, celebrating with the friends, like Secret Santa, exchanging obviously Christmas Day and being with family, and maybe Mass. But then that's kind of where the celebration ends, and then yeah. So I think maybe I'll challenge myself to do more Christmassy stuff during this year, because I don't know. Someone pointed out that the reason that it feels so different is because we basically grew up at a time where it was the shift of technology being able to capture that. And so growing up, now that we have kind of like those memories and seeing how it's vastly different, there's like a larger disconnect, because we kind of had that to um kind of like magnify, because we basically saw the shift once technology got better and things like that. Because then it's like it's gone from, doing all like the games and part, like obviously we'll still do like the games and all that, but it's like it's different now that there's technology and being on your phones, and I feel like, everything kind of hits differently, even for like us growing up. Like there would be a Pacquiao or a party every single weekend. um and then now I don't know, we're all just adults. So it's just interesting to kind of look back at childhood memories and nostalgia, but at the same time, I don't want to always be living in the past. Like, I want to make new memories, and I want to, not just look for this nostalgia of my childhood. I think I also want to, I guess, create more nostalgia of my 20s and then 30s and 40s and 50s, which is crazy because one day I will be 50 and one day I will have my own kids and I'll be creating this nostalgia for them. So I'm glad that I can at least talk about this and, I don't know, kind of reflect on how I want to live my life, because again, like, what gets measured gets done. And so I think just even having this like opportunity to force myself to talk about my raw thoughts and emotions, it's something that I've never really done before, and I kind of really just like documenting my life. Like yesterday, um I realized that my Adobe subscription was going to be ending on December 6th, so I was like, let me just make as much videos as I can. So I ended up doing like two videos, and I just pieced them together just to have the clips, because it wasn't really about performing or like letting it be like a really good video, cutting it, adding music. No, I think I really wanted the raw emotions of just the clips, nothing else. So I was able to like, I have them on Premiere right now, like as an instant premiere on like YouTube. So for Saturday and Sunday, just in case I don't get to upload. But I think I will be, because even when I do these video diaries, it can be as simple as like using my phone and then uploading it, because I think the exercise that I really want to do is just be comfortable talking in front of a camera and even practicing not saying like that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of these videos. I was going to say and I just want to be a lot more confident when I speak and not use so much filler words and taking the time to really pause. I do have a really bad habit of talking really fast and then saying a lot of filler words like this and that and stuff. And so I think there are different contexts and code switching where that's okay. So, for example, when I'm with friends, I think that's totally okay. I think in meetings and in videos like this, I should be practicing to be more mindful of the words that I speak. And I was just going to put my filler words in, but I'll just end it at that. I'll be more mindful of the words that I speak. So, yeah, I'm going to, I did it again. So, I'm going to be editing a lot of videos and then just posting them, because I realize there's a lot of clips that I just have, and I, it's not like I go through my hard drive to look through those memories, but I will usually be on like social media and scrolling through like, my past videos and stuff like that. So I'm glad that I do have this YouTube to be able to kind of document my memories and, the very raw, uncut, I mean, it is cut to an extent, but like unfiltered emotions and, kind of just seeing life through my eyes. Um, but yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do that today. I'm hoping to get at least like two more videos up. And, doing this exercise has really given me a lot of boost of confidence too, because it's like, oh, okay, I'm really excited that I can create and do something literally just for myself. Like, I don't mind if nobody finds this, anyways. It's really just for my future self. But along the way, if it does bring comfort to anybody, then awesome. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of just share my life experience and kind of encourage people to also do the same. Document life more, talk about yourself more, and really just be in the moment in your life right now. I think I'm a very anxious person. I'm trying to work on that. Either I'm worrying about the past or I'm worrying about the future. But what kind of life am I living if I am always worrying about that? I want to just enjoy the moment and enjoy life. And yeah, I think there's a lot to be grateful for and a lot of small things that I need to be practicing being less selfish. In terms of like, thinking about other people and, the like everything happening in the world, like there's going to be always be bigger problems, and the small things that I'm going through, I should still be grateful for. Like, for example, just me even being tired, and like working on my business and stuff like that. I should be grateful for even having the chance to even, have my own business, because that's not an opportunity everybody else gets to have. Like, it's a privilege to own my own business and do what I'm doing. And so I, am forever grateful for that, and also for, my parents, because they really paved the way and sacrificed so much so that I could be able to dream. So, with that, I think that comes to an end of this video. So, thank you for anybody who's watching, or if this is just future Sarah watching it. Good luck, you got this, and I hope you achieve all of your dreams.